Hey, hello, welcome. Today I am back with another video. I found another cool and interesting looking board game in a thrift shop. It is a game that came out in 1990. The copy that I have was published by Jumbo. So the game that I'm gonna be talking about today is Tutankhamen's Revenge. So it is an adventurous quest to the grave of Tutankhamen, but watch out, danger is lurking. So obviously this game is Egyptian themed. This game has a little bit of everything. It's got some push your luck, some dexterity, there is some strategy aspect to this game. Memory is a big thing in this game. So let's just dive into the game and see what it is. So it is actually quite a bigger box. This is a really difficult size to put away. And the box is also still in fairly good condition. So on top we have the rules, then we have the game board itself. Now in here there's a lot of tiles and coins, which I will be separating right now. So I sorted the cards by color first, and then off camera I sorted them into their different categories. There are, for each layer, there are snake tiles and obelisk tiles. Now the snake and the obelisk must be intact. There's a possibility that there are two obelisks in a layer, and you can choose if you want to make it an obelisk of 2 cards and an obelisk of 4 cards, or you want to go 3 and 3. The only rule is that the snake and the obelisk must be connected. So I'm just gonna set it up real quick. So we first place this one down, and then place the board on top of it. This is the easy part of the setup. Now one player can pick the darkest color of tiles and make the bottom layer. So for this layer there's nothing really important. The cards have plus points and minus points. Now this card is the mask of Tutankhamen, which is minus 10 points. This is the biggest loss of points in the game. There's a little bit of lore about every card in the rulebook, but it's not really that important to the gameplay, but it is fun to read. So the first player just placed down the 16 cards in random slots on the board. This layer doesn't have anything special, so it just gets placed in any way. The next player can place the slightly lighter color. This color has an obelisk and a snake, and then the regular tiles. So I'm gonna start off with the obelisk. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 obelisk cards. So I'm just gonna make a top and a bottom. So I connected one. I'm gonna put a bottom here, place 2 middle ones here, and a top. So I have a big one and a small one. And then I have 3 snake cards, which will be placed in this corner. So the rest just gets placed in between in a random order. So player number 3 grabs the lighter color. Same thing, there's a snake of 3, and then there's obelisks. I'm gonna place an obelisk on the snake right here and put a top on it. This time I made an obelisk of 3. I'm making an obelisk of 3 right here and placing the snake in this corner. Then again, the rest of the cards just randomly goes in the other slots. Then we do that again for the next layer. And then same thing for the last layer. And then everything gets topped with another layer of the lighter color. So we end up with a layer of only gravel, so we see nothing. Then each player gets 2 scarab cards. If you use this in the beginning of your turn, then the points that you get on that turn are multiplied by 2. Then you get a blockage card. These come in different colors. There are 6 cards, so this game is playable by 6 players. We get 1 gold coin. This is the value of 5 points. And we get 5 silver coins, which are the value of 1 point. Then this is our most important tool. We use it to dig up our treasures. We place it like this in our hands, and then there's a hole on here, and every time we push down, We place our finger on the hole and then the tile sticks to it, and if you want to release. So the player on the left side of the one that just placed the top layer gets to start the game. So you just dig up. For instance, I found a snake which has 3 points, so I could get 3 points. I could continue. I could say I'm gonna look for the rest of the snake. I did not find the rest of the snake, but I did find a -1. So I lose a point and immediately end my turn. Because each turn ends when you find a card that gives you minus points, or when the player itself decides to end the game because he finds it a sensible move to do so. So this keeps on going until there are no more layers to dig, and then the game ends. The player with the most coins collected wins. Now, an important thing to note, for instance, if the next player starts right now, there's a +3 and a -1 here. These cards now count as the gravel cards. They're not worth anything anymore because they're already showing. So next player can't say like, oh, this is a +3, so I'm gonna grab 3 coins. No, he just has to lift it and see what is under it. So we've already talked about the scarab cards, but we haven't really talked about the blockage card. Now, for instance, if I would say this seems interesting, like the square with the snake seems interesting, I would put my blockage card on that, and no other players would be able to lift it until it's my turn again and I'm able to lift it. So it's like claiming the dig spot for your own. Now, if during the game there's a setup on the board that you don't find interesting, you can actually skip a turn. If you're like, I think I'm gonna get all minus points, or I don't find it sensible to dig right now, you pay 3 coins and you skip your turn. Now, if all players skip their turn, the game also immediately ends. So it ends when there's nothing left to dig, or it ends when every player skips their turn. So this game is quite the interesting game. I really like the use of this plunger digging tool. It's actually, once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy to use. I feel like the board itself is also quite decent quality, and I think this would be a really fun game to play. And if I would rate this, I would probably give it an 8 maybe, because I don't know, it's Egyptian themed. I feel like it's really well made. The art is like the old-timey, comic-y Egyptian type of situation. And I can't really say that I have played a game like this before, certainly with this plunger thingy, which is amazing to play with. So yeah, I think I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I feel like there's some points to improve on, like the colors sometimes are really difficult to figure out, but it's got strategy, it's got memory, it's got this dexterity, which I like, and there's nothing wrong with a good push your luck aspect. So I think this game is pretty successful. I think this is a pretty cool game, and this might be one that stays in my collection, at least for a little while. So I hope you learned something about this game. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my playlist of the other games that I have already tried. I want to keep trying this because I'm sure there's like older hidden gems out there. But I just want to thank you so much for watching right now. Leave me a comment down below what you thought about this video. If you have other games that you want me to try out, or other ideas that you want me to do, and I'll do my best to make it happen. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!